Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I am back again for your mid-March 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Gemini. And I had some computer technical things. I actually did like 10 minutes and then I had to stop it because my computer basically froze. So I'm just going to say what I said again, and my spread is still out, so I'm going to start again. But I hope March is good for you, Gemini. That's the first thing. It feels like it's kind of going to be a little bit seesaw-y. Okay, like the Libra a little bit. You may even have a Libra in your life, and if you do, balance is key. Balance is key because this feels like a little bit seasick kind of feeling vibe. Some of you may have some sea legs, some sea motion sickness. Some of you may even have like morning sickness. Some of you are just not feeling good. That's the thing. And there's this there's good cards and then there's not so good cards, and it's creating this vibe. But overall, I'm just getting this kind of weird vibe from the spread. So I'm going to go into it, and definitely message me and let me know, what you think. If you've been on a boat, I want to know, because I want to know if that's what I'm picking up. I feel like some of you have been on a boat. But some of you just aren't feeling good in the morning. Like you're having kind of morning sickness, or Gemini, you may be pregnant, you may be watching this and you're not feeling good. Like, early stages, and you're sick. You're sick as a dog, Could be that your wife is sick too. She might have morning sickness. She might be, throwing up a lot. Something about the wife. Some of you may just be married, and your wife or your partner or your girlfriend or your boyfriend is not feeling their best, and so, or has not been feeling their best, and so there's this queasiness. It's a stomach thing. I feel stomach thing, just overall feeling very nauseous. The word for the word for the month of March for you Gemini is nausea. That's kind of my vibe. Let me know if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, I want to hear about it, because I want to know, again, if it's just because you're seasick or if it's because you have morning sickness. But I definitely feel like when I first looked at this spread, I was like, whoa, like I didn't feel good. Felt kind of dizzy and kind of nauseous. Um, and I think I'm just tuning into that vibe. So a couple things before I get started. I want to let you guys know I am going to be back with the regular Shadowscapes deck, also for April. So the spread that I'm using is my main deck tonight. Okay, I'm using that tonight. So never fear. Okay, because everybody's been clamoring for these videos, and I really appreciate the support and love, and I just love my job. What can I say? If you want to do a private reading, feel free to email me at elizabetholson31@gmail.com, and I can get you set up. My 1 hour is $75, my 2 hours $150, and I am still doing the tarot cord cutting combination, and that is, and that's 90 minutes, and it's $100. So I'm doing that. So let's start with the very beginning here with your reading. So the beginning is good. So mid-March, okay, beginning of mid-March. So you see these on the 12th or the 13th. This is kind of how you feel when you watch it. Okay, you need to take a leap of faith. Okay, that's what the universe is calling for. That's the track that you're on, making some big change. Trusting that things are going to work out. You need to have this fire energy, and this fire energy is going for it, is singing and dancing. And I feel like some of you that are watching are ballerinas, or some of you were on that show so you think you could dance, or want to be on that show so you think you could dance, and you're a dancer, and you do tap, you do ballet, you do jazz, you do some kind of modern, you kind of do it all. And some of you are singers. Some of you love to sing. Some of you those of you who have no musical ability, this is needing to get out, needing to do something different, getting out of the house. Okay, maybe you're itching to do something different. Um, this is also just going out and having fun. This is just like not being at home. Going out and going to a party, going out and maybe having a drink with some friends. I feel like some of you are parents, that have several kids. You could have up to 5 kids that are watching this, and maybe you've been taking care of your kids. And Geminis always have multiples of kids, okay? Or maybe you're watching your grandkids. There's something about kids going on here, and they're taking up some attention and focus, and you want to have fun with them, basically. Maybe March, you're feeling like it's almost springtime. It's time to go outside more, and maybe you're just itching to go outside. So you have this fire, and you got kind of like, okay, so the Fool is the rocket, okay, that's about to take off, okay. The Page of Wands is the astronaut in that rocket that's like, I want to go to the moon. So you fly to the moon, and you're off, okay. Now, issue is in the distant past, you had this conflict, maybe arguments, fighting. This is the survival mode person, someone who's been in survival mode. This is the person that feels like everyone's attacking them. There's just conflict. I feel like you've had some conflict in the past, whether it's at work or whether it's in your home life, or whoever it's with. There is some conflict, okay, that has happened in the past. And since this is the foundation, there's a tendency, I feel like, for you, Gemini, to get into conflict with the people in your life. You may be dealing with what I call a bad dude, okay? Someone who's just like always blaming others. They're always the victim, and you're never going to catch that person. You're never going to be able to get them to admit fault. You're going to be waiting until your very last breath on your very last day of life, okay, when you're 110 years old, for them to apologize, for them to admit that they were wrong. And Gemini, this may be you, where in the past you didn't want to admit fault. Maybe it was very difficult for you to admit that you did something wrong. And it's a sign of humility to say, I'm sorry. It's a sign where you just say, I'm sorry. Geminis have a tendency to try to prove their point. A, because they're very smart, and B, because they're very smart. And so Geminis have a tendency to only say they're sorry when it's absolutely necessary. It's very difficult for a Gemini to say they're sorry. In fact, I don't necessarily know if I've ever heard any of the Gemini people in my life once apologize for any of the things that they have done to me, or, because, we got into it for whatever reason. So I don't think saying they're sorry is a Gemini strong point. And this would be a lesson here, Gemini, for you. Saying you're sorry is not going to kill you. It's going to show humility. And humility is what gives us strength. So it's not pointing the finger. It's not saying, well, you were wrong because of this. And Gemini, I'm sure you can come up with all the reasons in the world to prove your point that they were wrong, but you still need to take your responsibility for your 50% and say you're sorry for that, at least. But also, however it affected whatever you said or whatever you did, however it did affect them, maybe it hurt their feelings, you need to say you're sorry for that. Some people get irritated if you don't say you're sorry for what you said, but that you hurt their feelings, then it's not still a complete sorry, because you're not sorry for what you said. So therefore, if you were not sorry for what you said, how can you be sorry that it hurt them, right? Because you could just keep saying it because you're not sorry to say it, so you're just going to say it again, which will hurt them again and again and again and again and again. And there's the multiples thing. So, point here, Gemini, is say you're sorry. In the future, say it. Get used to saying it. Watch my lips. I'm sorry. That's it. I'm sure it didn't kill you. Repeat after me. I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry. Repeat it. Replay this video. Watch it again. I had this funny conversation with my brother, and I would be like, let's rewind. And he was like, stop doing that. I'd be like, let's rewind this conversation. Start again. Oh, I'm having too much fun. So anyway, and the more I did it, the more he was just so crazy, irritated by me. But then again, I love my younger brother, and so I have to find ways to irritate him. So I'm sure you'll appreciate this video, Gemini. Rewind my video. Watch my lips move and repeat after me. I'm sorry. That's it. Hit pause, hit stop. Now you're done. Gemini. Okay, so what's following you? What's following, I shouldn't say what's following you. What's following the Five of Swords is the Ace of Swords, which is making a decision, okay? Which is moving away from negative issues. To me, this is putting the sword down. This is not fighting. This is moving away from the arguments, the squabbles, the family drama into a better place, or away from negative people to positive people. This is speaking your truth. This is setting your boundaries. This is moving on with your life, taking some power, Some Geminis that I've met don't say very much. A, because they're awkward. But B, because they're shy, You may not be awkward or shy, but you may not have spoken your truth in the past. If you were speaking your truth here, it would have worked better than, like this is working better, okay? So things have improved since then. But still, you need to say the words, I'm sorry, repetitively in your relationships, and I think it'll get you a lot farther. And say it right away. Like, don't wait until after several days have gone by. I wouldn't wait. No. Or a week. I'll just go back here. Or a week, or a month, or a year. Gemini, don't wait, okay? Whatever has gone on in your life, whatever chaos you've got going on, you can't afford to wait to say you're sorry for 2 years, because they won't forgive you. No. And they have a reason not to. Because anyone who waits to say they're sorry for 2 years for something is someone who's a dumbass, okay? And I hate to be saying that to Gemini, but as smart as you are, if you wait 2 years to say you're sorry, you're a dumbass. That's it. Okay, where was I? Oh, that's right. So what's crowning you right now is this artistic creativity. This is the artist, okay? So we have the artists and musicians all in the same reading, which I love. This is also love. This is creativity and love. Doing what you love, making something that you love, creating something out of nothing, being unique. These are all characteristics of Gemini. So this is where it kind of gets seesawy, because as great as things are maybe feeling right now on top of the world, what you don't see coming is this low point, okay? You may be dealing with a Pisces person if you're a Gemini guy, or someone with a lot of emotion. Could be one of the water signs, Cancer or Scorpio as well. And this is mild depression. This is being kind of checked out, not really being like in reality. You're not focusing on reality, needing to snap out of it, okay? Needing structure in your day. You may kind of spend a lot of time alone, and you may just kind of avoid others, okay? So you have this, like, in the beginning of the reading, you've got this fire energy. You're a rocket going to the moon. You're creating all this cool stuff, whether you're singing, you're dancing, you're doing your artwork, whatever it is. And then I feel like some of you are artists because I can see some canvases for some of you. Some of them are big paintings too. Really cool stuff. Email me or message me if you're an artist. I'd love to go to a gallery. Said that about the musicians. I'd love to go see a show. I'm a huge supporter of all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is needing to snap out of it. This is avoiding others. This is living in the dream, not the reality. Okay, so some of you, I feel like are not understanding really what the dream versus the reality is. The dream of life is, you're going to go to move, like, for example, you're going to move to New York City and you're going to get a great job and you're going to get paid, $60,000 to $100,000 a year. And you're going to work a 40-hour week and you're going to have, time off on the weekends and, you're going to get a nice car and you're going to have a beautiful, 2-bedroom apartment. Okay. The reality is you move to New York, you're only getting paid $30,000 a year. You're living in somewhere in Chinatown in a tiny, tiny little apartment that's costing you almost as much as it is to go to work. Okay, so basically you're working for free. You're eating carrots, or you're just eating ramen noodles, whichever is worse. I'm not sure. If you're just living on carrots, it's probably ramen noodles. I think I would eat carrots over ramen noodles. I think, but that's a tough one. So, yeah, that's the reality. Okay, let's just say moving to New York and expecting it. It's like expecting it to be different than it is. Okay, it's the sugar coating over everything. It's the thing that makes it look amazing, but it's not. For me, the dream was moving to Virginia and being closer to my family and going back to school and, having my own apartment and, doing what I love to do. And it was just like, when I got there, my apartment had 18 different not water maintenance, or just maintenance issues. It wasn't water. The one when I moved here had a water leak in the ceiling. That was a water issue, but the one there had like everything wrong with it. Everything. That was the reality. And I didn't even get to sign up for class because, I didn't have the money because I ended up spending more on the apartment than I ever expected. So it was just one of those things that that's the difference between the dream and the reality. It's something that you need to understand, Gemini. It's very important because I feel like, Gemini, you do live in your mind, you live in your head, and you could be suffering from like a little bout of depression because it's possible that the reality has sunk in and you're not living necessarily in the fantasy. You want to live in the fantasy. Maybe you don't see the reality, or maybe the reality has sunk in that maybe, you went to New York City to be a big star and it hasn't happened the way you wanted it to happen. And you do need to stop, like, getting the words, frittering your time away, okay? Your time is precious. Think about every single day as an opportunity to live your life and for your soul to grow and to get to do whatever you want. And so you need to start thinking in those terms, because I feel like some of you are just, the time is slipping through your fingers and you're not really paying attention, and you do need to. Okay, so here is also where we're going into interesting seesaw territory, okay? And this is the Devil card, and the Devil card is in the position of emotions. So I feel like you're chained to a job because of the money. You're doing a job just to do it because of the money. You also can be, because it's in the position of emotions, you've given your heart away to someone who doesn't deserve it, okay? Who's the devil, who may have addiction problems. It could also be you just feel stuck or trapped in some way in the relationship that you're in. And you don't know how to get out. And you need to break free. You basically need to break up or move out or both, okay? Of the relationship, because it's no longer balanced, okay? So that's where the seasickness kind of comes in. Relationship is not balanced, okay? So we have that. And then we have also this balance card, okay? The temperance card, the balance card of all balance cards, okay? Which can indicate divorce or breakup, because we've got the legals thing going on here. And because we have the devil card right next to it, my feeling is that it's a breakup or divorce. That's kind of coming in from the outside. That's what the universe is telling me to tell you. This is it's also like the attempt to have harmony and balance within your emotions, but there's volatility that's going, highs and lows. We got the, again, this is the high and the low. In March, we got the high and the low. We got the, periods of solitude and quiet, but then we also have this need to go out. Maybe you spent a lot of time in your room, in your house, or in your apartment, and you need to go out. It's sort of like it's just time. Maybe all you do is work, and there really isn't anything else. And it's interesting that I say that because I pulled a final card, and the final card is, spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and going really fast through life, and not really taking time to smell the roses and not slowing down. You need to slow down wherever you live, especially if you live in Virginia, because that's where I lived, and I'll never live again, okay? They're crazy over there. Anybody in the East Coast, Virginia, Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, you guys are all really, really crazy drivers, and you know it. And the thing is, you've got to slow down. This is also spinning and sitting. So it's like, but then this is also like the gerbil wheel. You get on the gerbil wheel. It's doing the same thing over again. It's the definition of insanity. So you need to slow down. You do things that you're not sitting or spinning. You're not like, running 5 miles and then you're on the couch. You need to walk in between. You need to, if you go out, go out and make a little side trip. Do something you weren't expecting. Take your time. Go into a little store and, pick out some jewelry or just look at the jewelry or do something like that where it's like you slow down for a minute and just kind of, ease up on the gas. So that's kind of goes along with this imbalance too. This circular, there's a lot of circular things going on. We've got the circular balance, yin, yang, with the emotions, with temperance. This is the temper card. We've got the circular creation, the sun that has the sun creation energy into it, which is, doing something creative and painting and drawing and photography and being the artist, And then we have the circle here, which is the coin, which is what you're after. But you're driving yourself crazy, literally going around in circles because you've been in survival mode before and you don't want to ever be in survival mode again. And so what you're doing is you're not overcompensating, you're trying to prepare for the worst, but you're not really living in the moment. That's the problem. And what's coming in from the outside is the 8 of Cups. Sorry, did I say something coming in from the outside? Wait a minute. No. Sorry. What the outcome, sorry, the position of your attitude. This is the position of your attitude. Sorry about that. The position of your attitude is the Page of Cups. And sorry, did I say the page? I meant 8 of Cups in reverse, which is the best card in my deck, okay? So again, we have this high, we have these lows. We have the Page of Cups, I keep saying that, the 8 of Cups, which is to me, the best card in my deck, and we have the Devil, which is like the worst card in the deck. Aside from the Liar to Your Thief card, it's pretty bad. So this is a card about harmony. And we got the Temperance card, which is about disharmony. Right now, all I can hear in my head is like one of those orchestras tuning up before a show. Gemini, no. That's all I can hear. It's like this noise. You may be, again, you may be a musician. You may be a musician and you may be in some orchestra or band. And that's all that I can hear is this tuning up of like the sounds. Like, I can't explain it. Like, I was in a band, you know, and it's just the sound of like an orchestra tuning up. It's disharmony, okay? Disharmony. So this is harmony, that is disharmony. So you want harmony. You want to get to this place. You're looking for people who love you. You're looking for perfection. You're looking for completion. You're looking for divine wisdom. You're on a spiritual journey. That's why you're going through all this. You're ascending. But at the same time, you've got to work on your temper. You've got to work on facing the reality of life. You've got to work on breaking out of a relationship that's no longer serving you, or breaking free from a job that you're doing just because you want to make money and because you're afraid of survival. You know, you're afraid you're going to not have anything. And so the outcome was, going back to the outcome, because the Temperance card is what's coming in from the outside. The attitude is the Eight of Cups. The outcome is the Five of Wands, which is, the pile of shit card, okay? Which is, again, it's kind of crazy because to have this followed by this is not what I like to see, okay? This is not what I like to see. This is like the definition of like wandering into a cow pasture and falling down your face going into the shit, okay? This is taking a nosedive into the shit, which I don't like. Okay, this is the end of March, which is why I pulled the additional card and the additional card of the Knight of Pentacles. You're going too fast. Going into April, it's like you're speeding ahead. You're going like 100 million light years ahead. And of everybody, the way you drive is crazy. And I'm telling you that now. I'm getting that now. The way you drive is crazy. You need to like really chill out. But, this is the nosedive. Okay, so this would be perfection, completion, harmony, love, beauty, everything you could possibly want. And then you've got the shit card. And the shit card is about beating the world off with a stick. It's about having a lot of responsibility, a lot of work on your desk, a lot of shit on your plate, a lot of things. You may have a lot of kids, or you may just have a lot of work to do. And you're trying to get through it all. A lot of responsibilities, obligations. So to me, you're headed for what I would consider a major disappointment at the end of March. And I don't like to be that negative, but it's just like, I hate to say this. It's not that you're, okay, see the thing is, the Five of Wands, this guy, in a short time, he's going to be through all these foxes. Okay, he's going to get through this. Short time. It's not going to take him that long to get through it, but he still has to get through it. There's still a lot on his desk. There's still a lot going on. He's got to get through it. He's got to chip away at his issues. He's got to just take care of it. And then taking care of it, Geminis don't like to take care of that much shit. They just don't. They're not what you might call hard workers, unless they have some Capricorn, or they have some Aquarius, or they have some strong Taurus, or other, even Virgo, Earth signs, or something in their chart, They just don't want to deal with all that shit. Because your attitude is you are looking for, one, you're looking for more spiritual, I don't know, enlightenment, and heading and taking, and then the world piling up on your desk is not enlightenment for you. So my suggestion is know that you're going to get through the pile, okay? Try to do it with a better attitude. Try to understand that, yes, you are on a spiritual journey, and yes, you are completing some karma. So when you have to go through this stuff where you're beating the world off with a stick, and maybe it seems like everybody else isn't, this is your karma. This is what you have to do to get through this. Okay, this is the test. Can you do this cheerfully? Can you do this with a smile? Can you do this when it seems like you've got no energy and you've got no time to do anything? And for the artists and the musicians, live the dream and the reality. That's a really good quote. I'm going to have to get a t-shirt that says that. It's about living the dream and the reality for you, okay? You can still, like me, if you want, move to New York and become a great star. But the reality is you need to have enough money and a job that's going to be able to pay for food and gas and, just, every now and again, a new pair of socks, So you have to have enough and be practical enough to see that the reality is it may not be what you're expecting, but it may be something better. Or it may be something worse, depending on where you go and what you're doing and what the dream is. You have to expect, you can't just, living in just the dream creates disappointment. And I feel like because you're on the seesaw, Gemini, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're the rocket going to the moon. You're this, this mermaid, taking a nosedive in the horse manure, and then you're speeding off in your car afterwards, chasing another dream, So it just feels like quite hectic, and it feels quite, imbalanced. The key for you is to do both things, which is the two sides, the dream and the reality. Understand the practical side of things and what the reality of the situation is, and then make a decision. Can you continue to live the dream? Once the sugar coating is gone, what is it? Once the person stops wearing the mask, who are they really? If you're in a relationship where you've discovered who they really are, it's time to admit that. It's saying, well, this is who they really are. Can I live with this person? Is this healthy? Once you realize the reality of your life is that you're in a job just to do it, that's the reality. Can you continue to do it? And will that satisfy you? That's the key. I feel like the key for you is finding the balance in both things. And it's a tough one. It's a tough act. It's a tough act because, we're all living the dream on some level. There's some parts of us that aren't really in the reality. And some of us don't like our reality. And so we're all trying to change our reality in some way. It's just the degree of how much you've got your head in the clouds. And I usually say Geminis are really far out there. So they're like Aquarius, and I'm a double Aquarius, so I'm probably the equivalent of a Gemini, although I make decisions really quickly, so I would say probably not. That's the difference between me and a Gemini, is that Aquarians make the decisions, whereas Geminis have a difficult time doing so. So all the best to you this month, Gemini. Stay positive. Try to stay organized. Try to make good decisions, positive choices, and I will be back again for April, okay? I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.